Good morning. Today we are going to be solve practical problem on CAPM model on part 7, seventh videos, where we want to discuss about some question paper problems. These questions it is asked in the year July 2019. See the question it is given. X company limited invested on 1/4/2010 in certain equity shares M and N. They are invested 20,000 in M, 15,000 in N. At the time of that, values 10 and 1 each for 1000 shares and 500 shares. Then in September 2010, they in 2010 10% dividend was paid out of M Limited. That is, M Limited paid 10% dividend and 30% dividend paid by N, and their market quotation at the end of 31st March 2011, that is 22 and 29. Okay, so at the beginnings that they are invested 20 and 50,000 in M and N, but at the end of the year they have the market price is 22 and 29 per share respectively. Apart from that, again the information they given on 1/4/2011, investor advisor indicate the dividend from M and N it is for academic year 31st/3/2012 are likely to be 20 and 35% respectively. Means for the first year, that is for the 2010-11 academic year, that is 10% and 30% financial year it is. Then 11-12 they are going to be increased, that is 20 and 35%. Apart from there, their probability is given, that is probability is 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, 22, 25, 28. Price it is 29, 31 and 33. And the question they are asked here, you are required to calculate average return from the portfolio for the year ended 31st March 2011, 2011-12, and comparative risk for two investment by calculating standard deviation in each case. So what overall question they are asked here, we should find out the expected return for the financial year 31st March 2011, then for the financial year 2011-12, and standard deviation in both the cases. But here directly the return is not given. Based upon investment amount, number of shares, and the dividend percentage, we should find out and market shares, we should find out for the first financial year your return and standard deviation. And second case, probability is given. So with the help of probability, you should find out that your expected return and standard deviations. And the dividend has been jumped to 10%, 30% in first year. Second year it is 20 and 35%. So let's solve that problems. First thing, they should calculate return on the financial year 2010-11 it is. So market value is given as usual, we should take 22 and 29. See, it is market value, it is given 22 and 29 at the end of 31st March 2011. At the beginning, that is 10 and that is when they are purchased, that is 10 and 1. Now we should find out that how much cost of investment we are getting. Okay, 20,000 we invested for M. So 20,000 we purchased 1,000. So what is the value per share? It is 20. Okay, this 22 and 29 market price it is for per shares. So what is the cost of investment we are invested on that times? That is 20 rupees we get. How we are going to find out? 20,000 amount divided by 1,000 shares we purchased. And for N, 15,000 amount we invested. So purchase of 500 shares will get 30 rupees shares of N Limited. Now with the help of this, market value minus cost of investment per shares will get either gain or loss. See, 22 minus 20 will get, that is 2 rupees your gain, because market value is 22, we are purchased 20 rupees cost of invested will get 2 rupees as a gain. In case of N, see the N it is 29, it is market value, but cost of invested is 30. So here we get negative value, so that is nothing but loss we can get for N Limited. M Limited will get 2 rupees as a gain. Then also the company has declared dividends. So dividend it is we have calculated, that is 10% on 10 rupees share value of M. 1 rupees for N Limited at 30%. So will comes 1 and 0.3 as we have to calculate dividend as declared by M Limited and N. Now what is the yield we can get? Means how much yield we have to get? So that will be considered gain plus dividend, or that is 2 plus 1, that is 3. But in the case of N, there is a loss. So loss 1, dividend is a 0.3. So 1 minus 0.3 will get still yield it is negative 0.7. Now this we are going to be convert into percentage of returns. how to find out percentage of return? We should consider that is percentage of return is equal to, see the column number 6, that is percentage return is equal to column 5 divided by column 2, means we have to do that is yield, it is 3 divided by what is the cost of investment, 20 multiply with 100, so we'll get the yield, it is 15. Okay, 15%. How it is comes to 15? See, return we has to calculate that based upon yield. How much yield we generated? 3 rupees. 3 rupees, how much we invested? 20. So 3 rupees divided by 20 into 100 will get 15%. Same things in the N limited also. Yield, it is in a negative 0.7. So 0.7 divided by 30 into 100 will get negative, that is 2.33. So this is what percentage of return we have to get. But the problem here, we are going to be investing as a expected rate of return, so we should find out the weights in that portfolio. So total, how much return we can get from M and N. So how to find out the weight in the portfolio? We should determine that is weight. How we are going to be calculate? And that is, see the weight purpose, we should be check about your cost of investment columns. The weight we have to invest 20,000 we invested in M and N 15,000. So we should find out the weight, that is we will cancel 3 zeros, left the portion 20:15. So that we have to consider, and that we can take as a ratio 20:50 as a weight finding out. And how much it is M and N, that is will comes 20 plus 15, 35. So 20 divided by 35 into 100 will get 53% of weight in your M, and 15 divided by 35 into 100 will get 43. So 57 and 43. So we'll get that is weighted average return is equal to 57% of your weight into 15% plus 43 into negative return, it is 2.33. So 57 into 15% plus 43 into negative 2.33 will get 57 of 15%, 8.55 plus this will comes negative minus 1. So 8.55 minus 1 will get 7.55 as the expected return as per the portfolio for the financial year 2010 and 11, when the company declared dividend of that is as a 10% and 30% without probability, because here the probability is not given for the financial year 2010-11. Then comes to your next question, that is question number 2 for the financial year, that is we have to go for 11 and 12 purpose. Here they given you should go for the probabilities given. So with the help of probabilities you should find out your yield and returns. So that purpose you should take first expected returns, that is 10 rupees value, it is there in the problem, that is 20% for the NCL, which we can check about that how it is given 10% and 20% we can consider. See for the academic year, that is market that is number of share, it is per share it is 10 and 1 each. You can take value of shares and see the market value has been dividend has been changed 20 and 35 for the financial year 2012 purpose. Okay, so with the help of that informations we should calculate first dividend. Okay, we cannot go for return because we have to have the probabilities to find out the dividend, that is 10 per share of M into 20 and 1 of 35. So we'll get 2 rupees and 0.35 of M and N for the financial year 11-12. Now we should find out capital gain, because here probability is given. So when it is given probabilities, we should find out your capital gain as per the probabilities. So we can see that how the probability is given: 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, 22, 25, 28, 29, 31 and 33. So with the help of that we should find out your expected rate of returns when the probability is given. So we should multiply with that 22 into 0.2 plus 25 into 0.5 plus 28 into 0.3, various market price it is given for that academic year return price, multiply with probability of chances minus market price at the end, that is we should be deduct that 22 and 29 for this is for M, this is for N. So we'll get overall return, that is 3.3, it is capital gain at the end of 31st/3/2012 after solving these activities. How we are going to solve? Individual market price multiplied probabilities, overall answer it comes 25.3 minus market price, it is there 22 and 29 you can do for M 3.3 and N 2.2. So once we get capital gain, we should make the total of your capital gain plus your expected dividend. So this will be total of that. We'll get 2 plus 3.3, that is yield is equal to 5.3, and 0.35 plus 2.2 will get 5.3 and 2.55. Then you can write market values as already it is given is 22 and 29, 11. Then percentage of returns, you should multiply with percentage of returns because last year it is market price is 22, so you can get that yield of this year 22 and your yield. So we should find out the return, that is with the help of market value and yield, that is column number 3 divided by 4, that is 5.3. okay, 5.3 divided by 22 into 100 will get 24.09, and same 2.55 divided by 29 will get 8.79 for the financial year 11-12. And once we get the percentage of return, that is 24.09 for M Limited for the financial year 11-12 and 8.79 for the financial year 11-12. Now we should find out the expected rate of return purpose, find out the weights. Now here weight, we are not going to do the weights as per the last situation, that is we are done with that cost in price. Here we should multiply with weights into portfolio, that is 1000 shares we purchase into market price and 500 share into, that is your market price 29, will get 22,000 and 14,500. We want to find out the weights, so total of that 22 plus 14,500 will get 36,500. So individual weight we should find out. So 22 divided by 36,500 into 100 will get 60.3, and 14,500 divided by your 36,500 into 100 will get 39.7. so how it is come 36,500, it will be 22,000 plus 14,500 will get total weight, that is 36,500 will get. So that has to find out, and we should be multiply with and percentage, will get weight of M 60.3 and N it is 39.7. Now how to find out your weighted average return will be, a weighted average return you should multiply with 60.3 into 24.9 plus 39.7 into 8.79, so we'll get 18.2% return when we have to go for a financial year 11-12. Only the change in the second situations where we have to go for that, where the probability is given, so the weight also should be multiplied with them number of shares and divide by total investment, and we'll find out the weight. Once we got the weight, we should multiply with the return we calculate as per the dividend and capital gain, your market values. So that is your the question number 1 and 2 answers. Another question they ask here, you should find out your standard deviation for both the companies when probability is given. Okay, so we'll go for a calculation of standard deviation of M Limited. So you see that it is expected market value, it is given in the problem. You should find out that how it is calculated, that is probability is given in that 22, 25, 28, 29, 31, 33, 0.2, 0.5, 0.3. So this situation purpose for the financial years, probability into this for M, probability into N. So 2 times you should find out the standard deviations. So with the help of that given information, you should find out standard deviation. How to find out your standard deviation? It is there, market value is given, probability is given, expected gain as we calculate. How to find out expected gain? It is, see that expected gain, it is we calculate that is expected market value 22 and what is our market value is 22. Okay, our market value is there for 22, so 22 minus 22 will come 0. 25 market value changes, our main market value is also 22, so 25 minus 22 will get 3. Next 28, 28 minus 22 will get 6. 22 it is given in the problem, that is for the financial year 11 year. So this market value we can take and should deduct from that, will get expected gains. Then we can find out that expected dividend. So dividend as we know about, that is 20% and 35% for the second year's purpose. So 20% means you can take, that is 2 rupees for each price. Then expected yield, how to find out the expected yield? That is expected gain plus expected dividend, gain plus dividend, 0 plus 2 2, 3 plus 2 5, 6 plus 2 8. Once we get the returns, we should find out your expected returns, that is 2 into, see that yield is 2 into probabilities, 0.2 plus 5 into probabilities, 8 into 0.3 will get probabilities return, that is 5.3 for the academic year, for the financial year 11-12. Once we get the expected rate of return, we should find out now standard deviations. So what is the standard deviation formula? Square root of, in bracket, Rx minus Rx bar divide square into probabilities. Here Rx means we can take, that is m value, so that is your Rm value, that is we can take actual return minus expected returns square and into probabilities. So how is to find out that actual return? It is given in that your activity, that is actual return, it is your expected return is 5.3, so your actual return, that is 2 minus 5.3 square 10.89, next 5 minus 5.3 square 0.9, 8 minus 5.3 will get 7.29, that is you just minus that and make it square, so you will get 10.89, 0.09, 7.29. This is your actual return, this is your expected return we calculated. Okay, actual return to expected return 5.3 will get square of that 10.89, next 5 minus 5.3 square of that will get 0.09, 8 minus 5.3 will get 7.29, square of that will get, once we get the square, you should multiply with your probabilities, 10.89 into 0.2, then 0.02 into 0.5 and 7.29 into 0.3 will get 2.17, then 0.05, then 2.19, so total of that will get 4.41, square root of 4.41 will get 2.1 is the standard deviation of M limited. Once we find out the standard deviation of M limited, same way we can find out the standard deviation of N limited. That way to calculate, that is your expected market values. Okay, so for N limited market value it is 29, as we asked to market value 29 minus 29 0, 31 minus 29 2, then 33 minus 29 4. Probability as usual it is given in the problems. This all information it is available in the problems. See, it is there in the given problems. Okay, N limited 29, 31 and 33. Market price it is already we mentioned, that is market price it is 22 for M, 29 for N limited. Okay, so we can use that in that column, that is N limited market value 29 for N, so 29 minus 29 will comes 0, 31 minus 29 2, 33 minus 29 will comes 4. Probability as usual. Now expected dividends, expected dividend should become, that is it is given 35%. Okay, 35% of 1 rupees. So 1 rupees of 35% will come 0.35, 0.35, 0.35 for expected market values changes. Then expected yield, how to find out your expected yield? It is expected yield is equal to gain plus dividend. So 0 plus 0.35, 2 plus 0.35, 4 plus 0.35 will get 0.35, 2.35, 4.35. Once we get that activities, should find out calculation of expected rate of return. 0.35 into 0.2 probability plus 2.35 plus 0.5 plus 4.35 into 0.3 will get probability into returns, will get expected return 2.55 as N limited for financial year 2011-12 purpose. Once we get returns, expected returns, we should find out now your standard deviation. So standard deviation can be calculated, that is your actual return it is 0.35, 0.35 minus 2.55 square will get 4.84, next 2.35 minus 2.55 square of that will get 0.04, then 4.35 minus 2.55 square will get 3.24, square of that we should multiply with that last column, that is should go for 4.84 into 0.2 will get 0.97, 0.04 into 0.5 will get 0.02 and 3.24 into 0.3 will get 0.97. Total of that will get 1.9, 1.96 will get. So find out the standard deviation, that is square root of Rn minus Rn square. So you can make that square of that and will be get 1.96 will be the square root, that is 1.4. Now the last question they ask, which companies are more risky the question they are asked. So see that M Limited 2.1 standard deviation is there and N is 1.4. So you should write that note here. Share of company M Limited is more risky as standard deviation is more than company N. So ultimately they ask here which company is risky. So risk purpose you should find out the standard deviations. So you then use standard deviation and you should give that evaluation result, that is, as we know about the evaluation result, that is company M it is 2.1 and company N is 1.4. So company N is standard deviation is more than N, so company M is more risky as to invest in a company N. That way to compare, and as an investor has to be give that advice, that is company M is more risky because standard deviation is 2.1 where N it is 1.4. So this is the problem they asked for 15 marks in the last question papers. Then like and subscribe this channel for upcoming videos. Thank you.